Trump's favorite Biden taunt has backfired.
Oh dear. Is
From
he not
Vanity
able to do the
Fair.
Sleepy Joe thing anymore?
Well, no, it's not the Sleepy Joe thing. It's like, so this is just kind of like pointing out a thing that is kind of, it's karma. It's karmic retribution. I know it's not what karma actually means if you like actually look at the religious tradition of what karma is, but like it's like the cultural use of the word karma. This is karmic retribution.
It's like how we have one way to use the word Dunning-Kruger, and yet.
Have I ever told you that I once got into an argument on Twitter about the how accurate the Dunning-Kruger effect is and like whether or not it even really exists? Because like there have been several studies since the original Dunning-Kruger study that have been done that they could repeat the effect just with randomly generated data, which highly suggests that the effect doesn't actually exist. And I got into an argument with someone on Twitter about that, and like 3/4 of the way through the argument before I was done making my points, but I finally got around to looking at the guy's name, and it's like, oh, it's Justin Dunning.
So that's exactly what I was
the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect. I Dunning-Krugered myself with Dunning. I think it's Justin Dunning. I don't. One of them is named Justin.
This just in. One of them is named Justin.
Nope, that's a football player. So it'd be Justin Kruger then. Yeah, Justin Kruger is the. So it was Dunning, whichever one is. I don't remember his first name, but yeah. So that was a little bit of a life lesson for me. Like, always read the username of the person you're interacting with before you tell them. You tell them off on a subject that they're literally an expert in. It's like, I literally wrote the book on it, and you're trying to argue with me. Now,
you get to be the example used from here on out.
Yeah, well, I mean, in my defense, I didn't say anything incorrect. I think he just disagreed with me about like what the future studies, what the implications of that are. But yeah, I was there. There were a couple moments where I was like, no, he knows the subject better than I do, and you know, that is me being a dick. So yeah,
you either die a hero or live long enough to argue with Dunning-Kruger about the Dunning-Kruger effect.
That was just like, as soon as I noticed that, I'm just like, oh, that's literally it. God damn it. Anyway, Donald Trump has spent the last 4 years describing Joe Biden as a doddering old fool. But Trump has spent the past few weeks on a gaffe spree that is undeniably Bidenesque. I don't like their choice of words there, because Trump has been doing these gaffes for just as long, if not longer, than Biden has. It's just been getting worse recently. But to call it Bidenesque, it's like, not really. Like, that's.
I think it's more just the fact that because the comparisons are being made to Biden because of Trump himself, I can understand where the language is coming from. It makes sense to me.
It does make sense to me, but it's just like, that's granting Trump his points, essentially.
I'm willing to just go out on a limb and say that Biden makes a lot of gaffes, and we also shouldn't judge him based on the gaffes.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. However, Biden's not really known for his gaffes in the same way that Trump is. He wasn't known for them.
He wasn't known for them before the campaigns.
Yeah, until he started, until he started making fun of other people for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, and at age 77, the leading Republican presidential candidate is susceptible to the exact same attacks as Biden is 80. There's only a 3-year age difference there. Okay, donation bot needs to slow its ass down a little bit.
Alternatively, everybody can donate.
Yeah, everybody could donate, but like, because I was having trouble with it, I set it aggressively, so it was like the interval was like every 2 minutes, and the chat lines were 1. I set the chat lines to 1, so it was triggering itself when it sent a chat.
Jeez.
So like,
says...
if you go to my Twitch chat, it's literally like Stream elements, Fennec the Rabbit. Stream elements, Fennec the Rabbit. Stream elements, Jake 3D. Stream elements.
Oh, that makes sense. Mine did that for a second there. I am now self-conscious about mine on YouTube.
Yeah. Hooray for bots. But then we get a little list of the gaffes that Trump has made in the last couple of weeks. He's confused the leaders of Hungary and Turkey, mixed up Jeb Bush and his brother George Bush, misidentified Barack Obama as his 2016 election opponent, and struggled at times to read from a teleprompter even while continuing to mock Biden over his teleprompter troubles. It's like, you know what? I read from a teleprompter regularly. If you don't know what's coming up next, it's a difficult thing. That is a skill that you need. Like news anchors that read from teleprompters, they are very skilled at that. So I'm not gonna say that like, oh, just reading words on a screen is the easiest thing ever. No, I understand that can be difficult. But like, don't make fun of other people for having trouble with it when you can't do it yourself.
Even without a teleprompter, just like reading off of a script, I have a very hard time controlling the inflections in my voice. Like when I'm reading from a script, I've my old thumbnail artist Yarakoro, they made mention that, hey, when you're reading this, it sounds like you're crying, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? It sounds like I'm crying when I'm reading this script. She's like, yeah, no, that is how it sounds. You don't know how to read this very well, do you?
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, okay, if you go back, I had to learn inflection. And it's not something that I've actually put a lot of conscious effort into. It just kind of happened on its own over time. But it's like, when you spend so much time listening to yourself while editing, you start to like just subconsciously absorb that, oh, I don't like it when I say things like this. And then you correct it later. And so like, if you go back to my first ever videos, I sound like shit. It's and not like, I'm not talking microphone wise. I'm talking inflection wise, pacing wise. Pacing, I think I actually have an issue where I talk too fast, because when I'm editing my videos, I don't know, I can't stand listening to myself drone on. So like, I always do it at 2 times speed when I'm editing. And so I'm used to hearing myself speak fast. And so when I'm speaking, I will like speak faster to catch up to what I'm used to hearing myself.
To catch up what you think you're supposed to be sounding like.
Yeah, like this
I've had some similar experiences where I've tried to say stuff and I trip over my words, and because I'm doing everything in a live environment, when I trip over my words, it just starts to sound like I'm slurring my speech, like I'm really, really sleepy.
Oh, yeah, I do that. I don't drink beer on the stream because I enjoy drinking beer on stream. I drink beer on stream so that I have an excuse to sound like I'm slurring. Slurring my words, not saying slurs.
Very, very big difference.
Good. Gotta clarify that.
I've unironically,
when I get enough beers in me, I slur.
Actually, just like, don't say slurs. I actually have had a few times on stream where I've specifically told my chat, like, hey, if you catch me slurring my speech, please let me know in chat so I can get better about identifying it in myself, so that I don't start speaking in a way that is not conducive to a recorded environment, which is what most of my streams have to turn into afterwards anyway. Yeah. We were on Trump gaffs.
Yep. His latest gaffe came Sunday during a speech in Sioux City, Iowa, a location that Trump mistakenly identified as Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which was made better by the fact that he performed an onstage routine earlier this month in which he intentionally confused Iowa with there we go, I'm slurring.
Iowa.
In which he intentionally confused Iowa with Idaho while impersonating the president, because Biden once mixed up New Hampshire and Nevada.
Iowa.
So he was making fun of Biden for getting 2 locations mixed up just a little bit before he got 2 locations mixed up.
I mean, we have made mention several times that every single conservative accusation is usually some form of projection, and here we are.
Yep.
It just an example of it.
And the Biden campaign has been running with this because, of course, they are. Whoever's running Biden's campaign is doing pretty good. Like with clipping Marjorie Taylor Greene to like as the voiceover for a Biden support ad.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one, right?
I do. We went over that one on stream.
Yes, we did.
It was funny.
Yeah, but we don't always remember the things that we do on stream, especially not months later.
Look, I did a stream while I was on vacation. I did my best.
Yeah. So yeah, on Twitter, Biden's campaign showed the video of him slipping up there, as well as him being unable to pronounce the words terrorism and Hamas during a speech over the weekend. Yeah, that was the one where he said, "Oh, we got to watch out for hummus."
Wait, is that where that's from?
Yes.
A few of my friends in Twitter posted a thing like, "But do you condemn hummus?"
Yeah, gotta condemn hummus. Yeah, that's what that's from, because he couldn't say it. He said hummus.
I can't wait to dip my carrots in a known terrorist organization.
That's what she said.
Jesus.
And DeSantis is latching onto this as well, only he's trying to be quasi-respectful about it, being like, "Oh, well, he lost his zip on his fastball." You know, he's not the same campaign. He's not the same candidate who successfully ran in 2016.
I mean, 8 years of difference does make you more hateful. I mean, older.
Yeah.
Wait, Trump ran at 69? Huh. Fair enough. He would have gotten elected at 69 then. No wonder he won. Memes.
Well, yeah, but nobody thought of that.
No, I don't think anybody did, despite the fact that his campaign was literally ran off of fucking 4chan memes almost exclusively.
So I fucking hate Vanity Fair. But like right now they're doing their best to distract me, because they just to the right of this article is a video of like Daniel Radcliffe taking a lie detector test for something.
And you're just like,
I'm just like, I kind of want to click on it, but I'm like, I know lie detectors are bullshit, but like Daniel Radcliffe is a fun guy. I want to hear what he's going to say.
I thought he was a human.
No, he's a fun guy. He's a fun guy.
Oh. I guess there's not much room for humor here.
Boo.
You should be able to handle a dad joke or two.
Yeah, no, I know. I was debating, because it's like that humor is right up my alley. But like, do I do the thing where you pretend not to like the dad joke? Because that's what everybody does. Yeah, I'll do the thing. Oh, and the subtitles just said, "Let's go into the word daddy."
What?
I don't know. Now I'm going to vomit in my mouth. Which of us do you think is a bigger daddy? So this is distracting as fuck. I got ADHD, and there's like Daniel Radcliffe video on the side with a lie detector test talking about who's the bigger daddy. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm only human. It's actually Lindsay Mendez on the lie detector now. Daniel Radcliffe is off to the side talking about being a bigger daddy.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's distracting as fuck.
Stop says Rhino's the daddy because Suris is the mommy.
Did I tell you last week that we were ousted as cutest couple because they determined that me and Tamika are actually a cuter couple? Fuck, I just doxed her. Yeah.
You and
me and her are a cuter couple than you and I.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we lost, but you won?
Sure.
Yeah.
I won and lost.
You did.
Depends on what depiction of the word daddy.
Insert your own. Not like that, though.
Fusel says Rhino is the bigger daddy, in my opinion. Less Than Lucid says, what's up, Rhinos? Alley? Oh, God. You guys are the worst.
Astroglide.
No, I use Sliquid. Sliquid Silk.
Sliquid Silk?
Sliquid Silk, yep.
Is it silicon-based?
I don't know. They have Sliquid is a brand name. They have a bunch of different ones. I don't know. We got Fennec is agreeing with me about Sliquid. Yeah,
Sliquid is so good.
Yeah, it's you know how some lubes get like kind of sticky.
Yeah, Astroglide does that.
Yeah, no, Sliquid doesn't.
Oh, interesting.
It's just nice the whole time.
It doesn't turn into a glue.
Yeah, it's just nice until you wash it off.
Huh. I'll have to try it out.
Yeah, and it was, I actually. It was recommended to me by a cam model who I forget who it was. It wasn't Evie, because like it was before I knew her. So yeah, I forget who it was, but it was like I heard like she tweeted something about it, and then like months later I was like, hey, this person recommended a thing. I don't remember what it was. So I tweeted at her and she responded. It's like on my Twitter somewhere is me asking a cam girl about her recommended lube brand. And that was where I learned about it.
Stuff in my chat just went, welcome to the lube review part of the video.
You never know where these streams are going to go.
No, you don't. You just know that they'll slide there quickly.
I mean, me and my partner on yesterday's stream had a long discussion about the threesome dynamics. And that was right at the beginning of the stream, too. So,
they can be awkward sometimes.
Yeah, that was... I think we were kind of both approaching it from different angles. Like, I was trying to do the impersonal, like, hypothetical, not us threesome conversation where she just dumped into like, no, if we're doing a threesome, this is how it's going to go. So it's like, okay.
I would be the weird one that's just like, yeah, this one time when I did this part was really embarrassing. I don't want to do that again.
Fusel's asking what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Blue Moon, which I recognize as a shit beer, but it's an inoffensive shit beer, and it's better than like Coors Light or Bud or whatever. It doesn't taste like water. It actually tastes like something, and it actually tastes kind of good. But I recognize that like the beer aficionados look down on it.
I mean, I feel like if you're a beer aficionado, something has gone wrong somewhere.
Yeah, sure. I could see that.
Why would I be surprised about Vice and Suris talking about lube?
Yeah, and then Hellbound Hillbilly says, love that this political discussion has shifted from the people trying to screw us to lube preference while getting screwed. Fair.
Look, we already know America's screwed. We're just trying to figure out what the best way to lubricate that particular screwing is.
Yeah. So anyway, to finish this article off, an August survey from the Associated Press found that 77% of Americans said that Biden was too old to effectively govern for another term, which I agree with that assessment. I also think he's too old. You should not be electing an 80-year-old as president. He should fucking retire.
Yeah. If at a certain point you have to ask yourself, if none of these laws are going to actually affect the people putting them into practice, should they be the ones writing them?
Yeah. Especially when it comes to, like, Biden just did a bunch of stuff regarding AI. I highly doubt that Biden himself actually understands the implications of artificial intelligence and what he's doing. But also, what's interesting here is, like, 77% of Americans said Biden was too old, but only about half of the respondents said that Trump was too old. Which is like, no, he's only 3 years younger. He's still too old.
Yeah. Trump will... That means that Trump will... become too old 3 years into a presidency.
Yeah, like, politics aside, who fucking cares? Like, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. Octogenarians should not be in charge of the country. Just end of story. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, Dianne Feinstein should have retired before she died. She had no business being in government at that age. But anyway, like, it's interesting, like, 89% of Republicans said Biden was too old, but 69% of Democrats said he was too old. So it's like, everybody agrees he's too old, but obviously the Republicans are leaning heavier on that, but they're still going to vote for Trump, who's only 3 years younger.
a lot of it just comes down to the way that they've been portrayed in their respective medias. Almost everybody, like, so because Biden was already voted for by people who literally just went, we just don't want Trump again. It makes sense that there's going to be more people who are going to lean that way with Biden, even if factually they are both too damn old and make the exact same mistakes.
Yeah, like there's a minimum age on president. Like you can't run for president until you're 35, I think it is.
35.
Yeah. So let's put a maximum age on that. You can't run for president if you're over 65. Done.
Basically, the years that we would assume you would be retiring normally should be the years. Well,
I'd say 65 is even a little bit old. Like I'd say, like you should be in between like 35 and 50, but like I don't know. There's a bunch of old people who are going to be dead before the full implications of whatever legislation they pass are realized, are the people running the country, and that's not good.
Yeah, retirement age is moving. Jake 3D is mentioning retirement age is now 72. I thought it had moved to 67. That's what it was last time I looked at my Social Security stuff. Jesus.
I don't know.
I hate everything.
I don't know, but it's time to switch news articles. But before we switch news articles, I'm just going to remind everybody to go to donate.vicerhino.com to donate to Project Share, which is a local charity where I live that does a lot of good. They help a lot of people, and they're pretty fantastic. We're at $450. It's been sitting there for a little while, so thanks to whoever got us to $450, but let's do better.
Hey, I just quickly want to give a thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who keep this show running. YouTube and Twitch are a pretty bumpy ride at the best of times, and the stability a Patreon provides me is worth more than I can say here. I'd also like to thank each and every one of my $20 and up patrons here, and they would be Red Joker, Britzkrieg, Cameron, Dren, Jemshin, Smiling DM, Poundini, Mabbity Babbity, Naomi, Isaac, Jordan, Ravi, Giuni, Kiratorian, Prisma, all of you, I'm not saying that part, and Starlight. And finally, thank you to everyone else that helps keep this channel alive. While you're here, why not check out another video? And thank you for watching.